What if the real reason you don't feel confident is not because you lack potential, but because fear has been making too many of your decisions? If you've been overthinking everything, holding back, doubting yourself, or waiting to magically feel more secure before you finally show up the way you want to, you're not alone. A lot of people think confidence is something you either have or you don't, but in real life, confidence is usually built or weakened through everyday patterns. It's built in the way you respond to fear. It's built in the way you talk to yourself, and it's built in the moments where you either shrink back or choose to show up anyway. So if you've been wanting to become a more confident person, this video is for you, because confidence is not about becoming the loudest person in the room. It's not about acting perfect. And it's definitely not about pretending you never feel insecure. Real confidence is a lot more grounded than that. In this video, I want to walk you through 8 powerful tips that can help you become more confident in a way that feels natural, healthy, and actually sustainable. Let's get into it. Tip number 1, stop thinking confidence means never feeling insecure. One of the biggest reasons people struggle with confidence is because they have the wrong definition of it. A lot of people think confidence means you never doubt yourself. You never get nervous. You never feel awkward. You never care what people think. But that's not realistic. Even confident people get nervous. Even confident people have moments of self-doubt. Even confident people walk into situations that feel uncomfortable. The difference is not that they never feel those things. The difference is that they don't let those feelings completely control them. That's such an important shift. Because if you keep waiting to feel 100% fearless before you speak up, go after something, set a boundary, or try something new, you'll keep waiting forever. Confidence is not the absence of discomfort. It's the willingness to move forward even with some discomfort. So instead of asking yourself, how do I stop feeling insecure? A better question is, how do I stop letting insecurity make every decision for me? That's where confidence starts. Not in perfection, not in performance, but in your ability to keep showing up even when you don't feel completely ready. Tip number 2, pay attention to the way you talk to yourself. A lot of confidence issues are happening in private, long before they show up in public. What I mean by that is this. Before someone hesitates to speak up in a meeting, apply for something, start a conversation, or put themselves out there, there's usually already a voice in their head saying something like, "I always say the wrong thing. They're going to judge me. I don't really have anything valuable to say. I'm just awkward. Why would anyone listen to me?" And when you hear those kinds of thoughts often enough, they start to feel true. That's the dangerous part. Because eventually, you're not just having insecure thoughts. You start building your identity around them. You start acting like they're facts. And a lot of people are walking around with an inner voice that is way harsher than anything they would ever say to someone they care about. So if you want to become more confident, one of the first things you need to do is start noticing your self-talk. Noticing it, catching it, listening to the tone of it. Because you cannot change a pattern you keep speaking in without even realizing it. And sometimes confidence begins with something as simple as pausing and asking, is this actually true? Is this fair? Would I say this to a friend? Am I speaking from truth right now or from fear? That shift alone can start changing a lot. Tip number 3, stop treating every thought like it's the truth. This is a huge one. Just because you think something does not mean it's true. You can think, I'm bad at talking to people. I always embarrass myself. I'm not attractive enough. I'm not capable. I don't have what it takes. You can think all of those things and still be wrong. A lot of thoughts come from past experiences, old wounds, embarrassment, rejection, comparison, or just habits you've repeated for years. So when a thought pops up in your mind, it doesn't automatically deserve your trust. And this matters because confidence gets stronger when you stop blindly agreeing with every negative thought that enters your head. For example, let's say you think, "I'm terrible in social situations." Okay, is that always true? Or have you had awkward moments and turned them into a permanent identity? Maybe the truth is, "I feel nervous in some social situations, but I'm getting better." That's very different. Or instead of, "I always fail," maybe it's, "Some things haven't worked out, but that doesn't mean I'm a failure." That kind of shift might sound small, but it changes the way you see yourself. And the way you see yourself affects the way you speak, act, decide, and show up. So no, you do not have to believe every insecure thought your mind throws at you. Sometimes confidence grows when you stop saying, "This is just who I am," and start saying, "This is a pattern I can change." Tip number 4. Build confidence through small promises you keep to yourself. A lot of people want confidence to appear first. They want to feel confident and then they'll take action. But in real life, it often works the other way around. You take action and then confidence starts to grow. Why? Because confidence is built through evidence. You become more confident when you prove to yourself over and over again that you can do hard things, uncomfortable things, new things, and scary things. Not all at once, not in some huge dramatic way, but little by little. This is why small promises matter so much. If you tell yourself you're going to wake up earlier and you do it, that matters. If you say you're going to go to the gym, send the email, make the phone call, speak up once, apply for the opportunity, or finally have the conversation you've been avoiding, and then you follow through, that builds something. It builds self-trust. And self-trust is one of the strongest foundations of confidence. Because every time you break a promise to yourself, even a small one, a part of you starts to believe, "I can't really count on myself." But every time you follow through, you build something stronger inside. Your mind starts to learn. I do what I say I'm going to do. I can handle things. I can rely on myself. That's powerful. So if you want to become more confident, start with small commitments and keep them. Do what you said you would do. You may be surprised by how empowered you feel when you start proving to yourself that you can trust yourself. You do not need one giant moment to become a different person. You need consistent evidence. Tip number 5. Get more comfortable being uncomfortable. This is where a lot of growth happens. Confidence grows when you stop building your whole life around avoiding discomfort. Because, let's be honest, a lot of insecurity survives through avoidance. You avoid speaking up. You avoid trying. You avoid putting yourself out there. You avoid saying what you really think. You avoid setting boundaries. You avoid being seen. And in the moment, avoidance feels safer, but long-term, it usually makes you less confident. Because every time you avoid something out of fear, you may be reinforcing the idea that you couldn't handle it. And the opposite is also true. Every time you do something that stretches you even a little, you send yourself a new message. I can handle this. I survived that. That was uncomfortable, but I got through it. That's how confidence grows. So maybe for you, getting uncomfortable looks like starting the conversation, raising your hand, going somewhere alone, posting the thing, wearing what you actually like, saying no without over-explaining, or finally doing the thing you've been putting off because you're scared of being judged. That discomfort is not always a sign to stop. Sometimes it's a sign that you're growing. And honestly, a lot of people become more confident not because fear disappears, but because they stop treating fear like a stop sign. Tip number 6. Learn to speak more assertively. A big part of confidence is communication. You can be working on your mindset all day long, but if you still feel like you can't express yourself, can't say no, can't ask for what you need, or can't be honest without panicking, that affects your confidence a lot. This is where assertiveness comes in. Assertiveness is not aggression. It's not being rude. It's not trying to dominate people. It's being clear, respectful, and honest. It's saying, I'm not available for that. I don't agree. I need more time. That doesn't work for me. I'd rather do it this way. I'm not comfortable with that. A lot of people struggle with confidence because they're constantly abandoning themselves to keep the peace. They say yes when they mean no. They stay quiet when something bothers them. They over-explain. They apologize for everything. They make themselves smaller so other people feel more comfortable. And after a while, that chips away at your confidence. Because deep down, you know you're not really showing up as yourself. So if you want to become more confident, practice speaking a little more directly. Not harshly, not dramatically, just more honestly. At first, it might feel awkward. That's normal. But every time you express yourself clearly, you strengthen the belief that your voice matters, and that changes you. Tip number 7. Be careful who you keep around you. Sometimes confidence is not just about what's happening inside you. Sometimes it's also about the environment you keep living in. Because let's be real, it is much harder to build confidence when you're constantly surrounded by criticism, comparison, disrespect, negativity, or people who subtly make you feel small. The people around you affect you more than you think. If you're always around people who mock your goals, dismiss your feelings, talk down to you, compete with you in unhealthy ways, or make you feel like you have to earn basic respect, that will wear on your confidence over time. And on the other hand, healthy relationships can really help you grow. Being around people who are kind, grounded, respectful, encouraging, and emotionally safe can help you relax into yourself more. It doesn't mean you need constant praise. It just means you need relationships that are not always pulling you away from who you are. So this is something worth asking yourself. Do the people around me bring out more self-trust in me or more self-doubt? Tip number 8, take care of yourself like you matter. This one may sound simple, but it's deeply connected to confidence. When you're exhausted, constantly stressed, emotionally overloaded, not sleeping well, neglecting your body and running on empty all the time, it becomes a lot harder to feel steady. It becomes harder to think clearly, harder to regulate emotions, harder to show up well, harder to believe in yourself. And sometimes people think their issue is only confidence, when really they're burned out, overwhelmed, and disconnected from themselves. Confidence is not just mindset, it's also state. The way you care for yourself affects the way you feel inside yourself. So no, self-care is not just some trendy extra. It matters. Getting enough sleep matters. Moving your body matters. Taking breaks matters. Eating in a way that supports you matters. And so does self-compassion, because becoming more confident is not about waking up every day and tearing yourself apart until you improve. That usually backfires. So take care of yourself in ways that send the message, I matter. My needs matter. My well-being matters. That message is part of confidence too. So if you've been wanting to become a more confident person, start here. Stop expecting yourself to feel fearless all the time. Pay attention to the way you talk to yourself. Stop treating every insecure thought like the truth. Build self-trust through small promises. Get more comfortable being uncomfortable. Speak more honestly. Protect your environment. And take care of yourself like you matter. If this video spoke to you, leave a comment and tell me which one of these tips stood out to you the most. And after this video, I'd encourage you to watch Law of Attraction. You are creating your reality more than you realize, because the way you see yourself can shape the reality you create. You can find it on the end screen. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss more content on confidence, healing, mindset, and becoming the strongest version of yourself. And remember, you do not need to become a completely different person to be more confident. Sometimes you just need to start showing up for yourself in a different way. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.